The Dogman movie is a charmer for sure. I was actually very surprised by the amount of heartfelt moments in this movie. This movie is very fun-centric and it's more comedy oriented, but there is a lot of heart to it. There's actually a plot line in the movie that touches on generational trauma, which was not what I was expecting. And although it's very simplistic, it's enough, and it does send a very good message to children. It's in no way meant to wow you by any means, but I actually enjoy the way it's implemented. It's very basic, sure, but like, it's nice. It's very thought-provoking. I kind of wish I could say that for the rest of the movie though, because this is a comedy, and the comedy isn't necessarily the best by any means. Comedy in this movie is no way bad, but it's not necessarily the best. There's no like moments that make you burst out laughing. It's mainly like situational humor and like moment by moment type of humor. It's nothing really complex or crazy or something that you would personally rewatch and be like, wow, that's still kind of funny. I think one of the main reasons I was conflicted about the comedy in this movie would have to be the lack of score. There is like almost no music in this movie. It's very rare. It's like super silent. Now, normally I would be giving a movie praise for silence, but I kind of feel it makes it very empty. There's just not too many moments, especially since it's very comedy oriented. It's just not too good to have silent moments in this. Yeah, thinking back on it, I really can't think of any musical composition I was a fan of or remember for the most part. The only moment I really remember was towards the beginning of the movie, to where Dogman is very sad because I'm pretty sure he like is about on the verge of losing his job, and he puts on some music and he's just howling to it. I think that was kind of clever. It was kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of that moment, the animation in this movie is just astonishing. Like, it feels like a graphic novel and claymation sort of had a baby and created this. It's so nice, it's so polished, and the lack of frame rate, or the lower frame rate I should say, really does bring this to life and make it feel like a comic book. It feels extremely distinct in the animation department because everybody's going for a hybrid animation, which I very much appreciate, because normal 3D animation it doesn't look good to me. I'm gonna be completely real. So this hybrid animation is extremely nice. It's like, I think the closest thing I can sort of relate this to is the Captain Underpants movie, but it feels more polished. It feels like they were way more in their bag and in their element. To give a small little summary about what goes on in the story here, it's basically about a dog that gets fused with a man, and now it's a dog cop, and he just arrests a cat who's making trouble for the sort of city he's in, and that's the best I got. Personally, I can't say I'm the biggest fan or even knew about the original source material, but I gotta say, just given this movie's context, it feels like a fun little watch. I very much enjoy this. And so with all that being said, I believe I'm personally gonna give Dogman a 6. Besides the animation, I don't really see what this movie does exceedingly well or exceedingly different from another movie. Like, the jokes are well enough, but they aren't like anything memorable in my personal opinion. And there was no real memorable score. There was no memorable music or composition for the most part. It's just a very fine movie, and I just personally feel it's average. But that's all I gotta say. Anyway, how's it going, pups? It's a K9, and I'm sunshine. There ain't a thing that you can do that's gonna ruin my night. This little dreamer in a beating little blue. I don't know, okay? I can't remember.